Hey guys, it's Chasey here bringing you another video, and today we're going to be talking about gun control, taking a step away from the morality thing for a second. And we're going to talk about the whole thing that happened in South Carolina and how what is happening because of it is just dumb. So here we go. It is the way of politicians. They always say, never let a good crisis go to waste so that you can advance your political agenda. It's always the way to go. And as I sit here, as I was driving to my apartment today from my house, I was thinking about how dumb politicians are and how dumb people in the media are. We don't know much about what happened, other than that the guy is a total racist and just wanted to kill black people in South Carolina. But we do know the narrative that will come out of this situation, and that is that guns need to be banned. We need stricter gun laws, because that'll always work. Every time, 100% of the time. As a law-abiding citizen, I can guarantee you that taking a gun away, or the right, or the ability to have a gun, taking that away from me, will not make me safer or anyone around me safer. Giving me a gun, or at least letting me have the ability to own one, will in fact make me and other people safer. I was listening to my old boy Mark Levin, and he was talking about how everywhere that there's a politician, there's a gun, okay? The Secret Service, the Capitol, the Supreme Court, everywhere there is security and high max security. You can't get into the White House or the Capitol building, or on a plane for that matter, or the Supreme Court, without the government being there with guns to make sure that you don't do something stupid. And they are so important to how America works that there's no one that could replace any of them up there. So they're obviously more important than us, the people who put them there. So they should be able to have security and guns. But us, the lowly, worthless human beings that have voted to put them there, have no right to defend ourselves at home. We can't have security guards. We can't have top-notch security in general at our apartments, our houses, our places of work, our places of worship. And so how in God's green earth are we as a people supposed to defend ourselves if we are not allowed to have weapons of some kind? There are a lot of arguments that go on back and forth on this topic, but it's really quite simple. If you have a gun, people will not mess with you. Let us take, for example, the last few mass murders that I can think of off the top of my head that have happened here in America. We have the most recent, of course, South Carolina shooting. We have the Connecticut shooting at the preschool or the elementary school. Then, of course, we have Aurora with the movie theater shooting, the Batman. That's a great movie. And, of course, the last one that I will remember off the top of my head is Fort Hood. So let's think about all of these places. First off, we have a church, then we have a school, then we have a movie theater, and then we have a military base. A random assortment, right? Like, you wouldn't think that somebody would attack, I mean, those different places would be attacked. But you're wrong. All of those things had one thing in common. And that thing in common was that they were all gun-free zones. Now, if I was to want to go and kill some people, where would I go? Let's try a gun-free zone! What a concept! Especially ones that are publicized, like churches, schools, movie theaters, and military bases. Basically, what you do when you say this is a gun-free zone is say, hey, you, criminal with the gun who probably didn't get it legally, like especially in the case of this last guy, come on down and get yourself a free badge of innocence, because there's nobody there that will defend them. Now, church isn't technically a gun-free zone unless the church says it, I don't think. So, I mean, that's not necessarily going to be a thing. However, logically, who's taking their gun to church unless you're in Texas? Okay? Let's be honest. But schools are gun-free zones. We can't have guns at schools. The Aurora movie theater specifically had signs saying no guns, no weapons. And then, of course, for the most retarded reason ever, at military bases, people who are trained in the art of using their weapon completely responsibly and fluently, and I don't know, fluently, They're just trained to use it, okay? They aren't even allowed to have weapons, their weapons on them. Their weapons that the military gave them, or they bought. I don't know how that works. All those people aren't allowed to have them, even though they're specially trained to use them. You know, they're just sitting ducks. If you're not on duty in a military base, you can't have your weapon with you. That's the most absurd thing. Of course, you wouldn't really think that somebody would just start doing that. But at the same time, if you can infiltrate a military base, you're good to go because you know where all the guns are. And everybody else can't just have them. So let's think about this. I'm not saying that everybody should be able to have a gun. Obviously, there are reasons and problems. But let's be honest here. If you go through a certain class with certain skills and you are seen to have mental faculties that are in place, you should be able to have a gun and you should be able to carry it wherever the hell you want. That way, if someone threatens you, you can just pull it out and be like, listen, bud, you brought a knife to a gunfight, criminal. And if then they have a gun, then you're just like, you brought a gun to another gunfight, except I'm specially trained in this, my friend. And you just take them out, or Western style. Because like I said, everyone around me, and myself included, and my apartment complex in which I live, would be safer if I had a gun. I'm saying me personally, because I have, from what I've gathered, a decent amount of accuracy, and now I realize that under pressure it's a lot harder. But I know what I'm doing. I'm pretty decent. I've played a lot of Call of Duty. So my gun skill, on point. But the idea that taking guns away will make everybody safer and will keep the criminals away from getting them is the most flawed and ridiculous concept I've ever heard. And people like Obama say, well, this doesn't happen in other advanced countries. I got news for you. It does happen in other advanced countries. And I got other news for you. Those countries that are advanced in Europe don't have everyone in the world trying to get in them and destroy them. And none of them are attached to Mexico, which is just riddled with guns and violence and drugs. The border is just crazy. Cartels are everywhere. None of them have that. Okay? I looked at myself. None of them have Mexico below them. So of course it might not happen in the amount or the frequency that it happens here, but one, people aren't, attached to us that hate us, like Mexicans. Whoops. I mean, like people that are from Mexico that hate speech. And two, half of the world, more than half of the world, does not want to completely annihilate them. So people, we need guns. We need more guns. We need an influx of guns into civilized people. People that want to keep everyone else safe. We need more of those. I can guarantee you that more people were killed in Chicago or Baltimore. Let's just take Baltimore, for example. More people were probably killed in Baltimore in the last week combined than there were at this one shooting in South Carolina. And they're more than likely black on black. So the race thing is stupid. The fact that criminals can't get guns are stupid. And the fact that we think that putting more bans on guns will help the civilized people of America is the most idiotic and absurd thing you could possibly think of. And if you want to discuss this, leave a comment in the comment section below. Or if you leave a very good comment that tells me you're literate, then we can come on you can come on the show and we can discuss this at length. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Just remember, guns are good, people are bad. You cannot have an inanimate object, aka a gun, be inherently evil like the people that use them. So taking guns away will not stop anybody anyways. But I thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to like it. And I will see you guys in the next video. More morality videos to come. Hopefully I can offend some more people. I'll see you later.